Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our SwiftUI tutorial series, and in this particular tutorial I am going to show you how we can add keyboard shortcuts to controls and individual picker items in our SwiftUI applications. Now, when I say that we can add keyboard shortcuts to individual picker items in SwiftUI, this actually is new. This is a new thing. Before this year, you were not able to do that, but with macOS 15, iOS 18, iPadOS 18, and visionOS 2, with their introduction, you can now do that. Now, the keyboard shortcut modifier, which is the modifier we're going to be using today, takes... there's a few different overloads of it, but the version we're going to use is the one that takes in a key equivalent and a modifier flag, or array of modifier flags, depending on what you want to do. Now, the key equivalent is the key that you want to press to perform the action, other than a modifier key like command, control, option, whatever. The modifier flags are, for example, command, option, control, that sort of stuff, those kinds of keys. So if you wanted to have the first item of a segmented control be bound to command 1, you could do that. And that's kind of what we're going to do in this to start with. And then we're also going to change this picker to 3 buttons in a horizontal stack and have a keyboard command execute the action of those buttons with a keyboard shortcut. All right. So inside of Xcode, what we're going to do is on each individual text view inside of our picker, we are going to assign a keyboard shortcut to each of them. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to put this tag modifier on its own line just to make it look nicer. Beneath our tag modifier, we'll say dot keyboard shortcut. And we want, there we go. We want the one with the key equivalent and modifiers. That's not at all what I wanted. Shortcut, and then we'll say 1 for our key equivalent, and then for the modifiers we'll do dot command. But you could also have this be an array of modifier keys, so we can take a look at all the different modifiers we can choose from. We can choose all, we can choose caps lock, command, control, numeric pad, option, shift. So we'll just do command, like that. And I'm going to copy this modifier. And then we'll put that modifier again on its own line there. And then we'll paste this the keyboard shortcut modifier in. And then instead of 1, it'll be 2 for our second modifier. I'm also going to change the third element to 3 instead of 1. There we go. Let's again put this tag modifier on its own line. And then paste like that. And there we go. Now we have a picker with 3 choices. We have national parks, monuments, and capitals. And then when we hit command 1, 2, and 3, their respective picker elements will be activated. So we can save this and then run our code. So here we are in our application. Pretty simple stuff. When we change the selected segment of our segmented control, the options in our sidebar will change. So let's do command 3. Now we see all the state capitals. We go command 1. Now we see the 8 national parks that I have in my constants file. We do command 2. Now we see the monuments that I have in my locations array. All right. So that's how we can use keyboard shortcuts on picker items. But let's change it up a little bit. So I am going to get rid of this picker now. And we're going to have an H stack. And inside of this H stack, there are going to be 3 buttons. Button, parks, and we'll say selection equals dot national park, button, monument, or monuments, selection equals dot monuments, and then button capitals. We'll say selection equals dot city. All right, we can save this. We have a successful build. We can say capitals, and we can see all of our state capitals, monuments. We have our monuments, and so on and so forth. But we want to activate these buttons with a keyboard shortcut now. So inside of Xcode, we can go down the list of our buttons here. And attach a keyboard shortcut modifier exactly how we did with each of our picker items. Again, passing in the key that we want to press, and then the modifier key that we want, or modifier key or modifier keys that we want to press in order to create our keyboard shortcut. Same thing for the second keyboard shortcut, except we're going to change the number around and do it again a third time. We'll do that. We'll change that 1 to 3. Save. Run. All right. So here we are again inside of our application. Let's do command 3. And we can see all of our state capitals. Let's do command 1. We get our national parks. Command 2, we get our monuments. All right, so you kind of get the idea of how the keyboard shortcut modifier works here. Again, There are many overloads that you can use. I urge you to experiment with it. In its most useful form here, we are giving it a key equivalent, or the key that we press, like 1, 2, 3, A, C, F, whatever. And then we give it a single or multiple modifiers with something like command, control, option, shift, that kind of stuff. And if we give it multiple, it has to be in an array or within square brackets to for it to recognize, hey, we have to hold down, say, command, option, shift, or whatever, and then the key equivalent to make this shortcut happen. All right, so with that pretty much does it for this video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.